The SOP document, which is included with the laser cutter, contains several important pieces of information to consider whenever using the machine for safety reasons. One of the most important is the reference sheet, which lists approved and disapproved materials that can be cut or processed using the laser cutter. Although most materials like wood, paper, and cardboard can be processed with the laser cutter, certain other materials such as moleskin, anything containing PVC or polyvinyl chlorides, or certain plastics can actually emit noxious fumes or potentially be a fire hazard when processed with the laser. So it's very important to check that reference sheet before using your laser on any material that you don't know can be processed safely. The laser cuts and processes material using a beam of highly focused, high-intensity light. For that reason, it's important not to stare at the cutting surface for long periods of time while the machine is operating. It's important to never attempt to process a highly reflective surface like a mirror or highly polished piece of metal, because that could redirect the laser energy in an unpredictable direction, which could be dangerous. In certain circumstances, especially with flammable materials such as wood, it is possible that your workpiece could smolder or ignite. So it's important that you never leave the laser unattended whenever it's cutting. In the event that you have to step away from the laser for any reason, for any period of time, including to respond to a telephone call or have a brief conversation, it's important that you use the pause button on the laser machine or on the UCP software to stop your work and never leave the laser unattended while it is operating. In the event that you do see a fire or other point of ignition, there's several steps and safety processes to go through. The laser door will be closed whenever the laser system is operating. If I view that my laser is producing a flame which is self-sustaining, the first thing I'm going to do to address a fire is open the door on the top of the laser. This activates a safety interlock, which immediately causes the laser beam to stop operating. This will stop introducing heat to the fire and will generally cause the fire to immediately go out on its own. If that is insufficient to extinguish the fire, the next thing I'm going to want to do is take a small piece of wood or other non-flammable material and simply smother the fire by placing the wood directly over the fire, just dropping it like that. In the event that you're unsuccessful in extinguishing the fire by smothering it using a piece of wood or other non-flammable material, the laser cutter is provided with a water bottle. This simple spray bottle can be used to direct a stream of water onto your workpiece that should allow you to extinguish the fire safely and with little mess. In the unlikely event that you're unsuccessful extinguishing the fire using the spray bottle, the laser cutter system is provided with a specialty fire extinguisher, which is less hazardous to electronic devices than common fire extinguishers like you find elsewhere in your library. This fire extinguisher should be used to prevent the fire from getting out of control, but otherwise its use should be considered as a last resort option only to prevent a fire problem. In the event that this fire extinguisher is deployed to extinguish a fire, it will render the laser cutting machine unusable for an extended period of time. An entire maintenance process will have to be conducted that does involve thorough disassembly and cleaning of your laser cutter, and it is likely that your laser cutter will be unavailable for several weeks while this process is completed. Now that we've provided a brief overview of the components of the machine and the safety features and information that is available in the SOP, let's go ahead and move on to the software and the actual use of the machine.